Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a Boy Howdy campaign for you. Our first round is going to be the Railroad Cut, followed up by our second round, which is on the wheat fields. Both will be on Conquest. Before we get into that, thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description. We can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Our regiments for tonight, on the CSA side, you have the Kentucky Orphans, 14th Tennessee, Greg's Brigade, 2nd Kentucky, 33rd Virginia, Army of Northern Virginia, and the Archers Brigade. Whereas on the Union side, you have the 7th South Carolina, 2nd United States Regulars, 27th Virginia, Midwest Brigade, Eagles Brigade, 7th Louisiana, and the 2nd United States Sharpshooters. I will mention 33rd Virginia, who's listed on the CSA side, did bounce over to the Union side, so very appreciative with that. With that being said, let's get into our fight. Server pop right now is 190, imbalance is 9 towards the CSA side. Artillery-wise, Union has 9, Confederates have 11. So that imbalance of 9 overall turns into an imbalance of 7 in favor of CSA, at least in terms of infantry. The reason why I do that is because artillery normally doesn't impact things a whole lot. And the infantry, that's where most of it matters. So, with that being said, frontline reporters for today's fight. For your Union perspective, you got Twista here from the 7th Louisiana. Very appreciative of him being able to give us his frontline view. Opposite side, you have Cloud from the Army of Northern Virginia on the CSA side. So very appreciative of both those guys giving us their views. So, Railroad Cut, Conquest. This map in this event really has a different rule set than most events. Now, normally in Conquest, each team is fighting over 3 different flagpoles. You got the A point over there, B point in the center here, and then the C point is all the way over here. Now, generally, each team is fighting over all 3 points. If you have a majority of points, you start dealing a ticket drain on your opponent. So if you're up 1 flag, like the Union is right now, you're dealing an automatic ticket drain on your opponent. If you're up 2-0, you're dealing 2 flags worth. If you're up 3-0, a counterattack starts. We'll describe that if we see that, but you're dealing 3 flagpoles worth of damage at that time. Now, if you have 2 flags, let's say, and your opponent has 1, you're not dealing 2 flagpoles worth of damage, and they're not dealing 1 to you. Instead, flags cancel each other out, so if someone's up 2-1, they would only be dealing 1 flagpole's worth of damage to their opponent. However, this event has different rules, and for their Conquest, the defending side gets to choose what point they want to quote-unquote defend until the 25-minute mark in the round, which, as we can see, Union has chosen to defend the C point, which obviously is very close to their main spawn, and they're going to be able to lock this down pretty well. So, once the 25-minute mark is hit, then B and A will open up, and that's going to work similarly for round 2, but we'll describe who's defending and who chose what point when we get to round 2.
What rifle do you have,
But the nice part about the rule set for this is Union has their safe point at C, and Union setting up a nice defensive point. However, CSA, you can kind of see they're kind of closer. They're closer to A for sure. They're kind of closer to B. And so CSA is an opportunity to maybe capture the other 2 points and catch back up to the Union, because round starts at 45, right? We didn't really see a cap until the 39, 40-minute mark. And that's really Union having a 1 flag advantage, assuming they hold it for this whole time for 15 minutes, which 25 minutes is a lot more time than that. So CSA definitely has time to respond and catch back up and turn in terms of tickets, but they got to play pretty well. So, for now, CSA looks to... it doesn't look like they're trying to break through. We've seen this the past couple of times where the team that does not capture the original point and is considered attacking on the map, right, means defending, so they got to choose the point. CSA is technically, therefore, attacking then. Normally, the attacking team is just kind of sat back and let the defender hold that point. And then in the rest of the game, they'll try to catch back up. Normally, that results in a draw. I usually don't see a win in that scenario. But see, TKO's kind of pushed up here. They don't notice, but we do. They have a wide open shot to the C point. A little unfortunate. Obviously, they don't know where the Union is. Maybe CSA's not even trying to go for the C point. I mean, they haven't really been pushing. If you're CSA, you don't want to... You know, you're losing tickets right now. You don't maybe want to lose more by trying to charge into the Union. So there's obviously weighing the risk with that, but it looks like we're finally going to see some charging with TKO heading up the Union side, which you do have Eagles Brigade here. And they're going to hit by TKO. Eagles Brigade is facing that way, though.
Oh,
Bail's down, boys.
And that's a pretty clean wipe there from TKO. They should alert the friendlies. Now, the officers aren't in a Steam chat, but...
I heard their screams, yes.
Here they are.
Okay, well, these guys heard something. They didn't know necessarily what it was.
Hold them.
But TK is going to try to go in, and they're doing pretty good right now. 2 Union flags are there. Again, Union's not... I mean, Union's getting wiped kind of fast here, so their friendlies can't hear what's up.
Right just got charged out. We might have lost the right.
Is that serious?
TKO packing a punch there, breaking through part of that line. They didn't bring their flag up, so they're not going to be able to do a whole lot. You have CSA moving up over there as well. I will say, for those of you who watch at least this event regularly, the server pop is a little smaller tonight. I don't know the reason for that exactly, but it is indeed the case. So if it doesn't feel all grandioso as it normally is, that could be a good explanation for why that happens. Regardless, it's still going to be a good fight. I think you can always learn something regardless of the server pop. If anything, on a smaller server pop, you need to watch your tickets more because every death means more. Ticket scale and server pop. CSA is going to get a nice little flank here. And it makes me wonder, too, does the flag, right, the flag deals a certain ticket drop rate to the team that's losing, right? And so I wonder if the flag deals more damage if you have a smaller server pop. Because I wonder. I mean, we'll see. Normally, by the 25-minute mark, the team that is attacking, which is CSA, they're normally down, I think, like a morale and a half stage, morale and a 3/4 of a stage, which at the current rate, I definitely see this being the case. So I don't know if a flag necessarily deals, or being down a flag deals more damage to your own team. Because I assume that each side has a set number of tickets. I don't know if that set number of tickets at the beginning of the match changes based on the server pop. Right? Because there's either 2 ways the devs did this, right? Is the reason why the tickets scale in this game is because on a higher pop server, there's a lot more people shooting at each other and dying. And you want matches with a high pop and a low pop to take a similar amount of time. And that means that if you scale the tickets to, let's say, a high pop server where a lot of people are dying, and you have the same tickets lost per death rate on a smaller pop server where not a lot of people are dying, the tickets aren't going to move down at all on a smaller pop server. And if you do it in the inverse, well, then the high pop server's tickets will drop almost straight away. So that's why tickets scale. So the devs could have made the tickets work in 2 different ways. Either A, depending on server pop, each side has a different starting set of tickets. So if there's like an 100 pop server, each side, for this mode, since they get even tickets, let's say each side gets 200 tickets. And then on a higher pop server of like 300, let's say each side gets 400 or 500. Now, if that was the case, the flag drop rate would be much more painful for a smaller server, because if it was set up like that where a smaller pop server had less tickets for each side overall and the flag did the same rate regardless, then that would be bad. But maybe the flags deal a different rate based on the server pop, who knows. Or the devs could have done it another way where each side is the same amount of tickets regardless, but when someone dies on a smaller pop server, each death is worth like a less percentage of the overall tickets. Who knows. Regardless, I mean, we'll find out soon.
Brace, here we come, brace! Come on, man!
Better brace! You ain't gonna charge shit, Bramble. Pay your taxes!
I mean, you're trying to enact some pain back on TKO, and they'll get some, but TKO will hold that. So, I mean, Union is kind of holding out in the wood line. CSA backed up on the A point. So that's another. I think that's another thing to be said about Conquest and Contention is that obviously with the rule set that like we have here, if teams at the beginning of the match decide to just not even engage the point, things can be a little more, I guess, not entertaining, and that's fine. Teams want to play that way and they want to win. Obviously, you want to do well in the campaign. That's certainly a huge part of having fun. I mean, winning is obviously nice.
Stop taking all my spots.
It's like turtling almost. It's like turtling, but not.
I don't think so. That might be out of bounds.
I don't think I've watched a turtle from a team in a long time, which that only happens in the skirmish game mode, which we won't see tonight. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's just they're attacking defending team. The defending team's job is to get the clock to 0 on a skirmish map when they're trying to defend. There's a black timer starts at 45. Defenders just want that to go to 0. And if the attackers are gaining too much progress, the defenders will just go sit back in their main spawn and try to force the attackers to cap. Now, if I want to go into more explanation of that, watch a skirmish video or the War of Rights tutorial video to kind of understand that a little more. We're not watching that, so
They took our pet.
that is the general idea of turtling. And CSA's kind of doing that, right? They're just sitting back, letting things cool, waiting for the next point. Now, if you're Union, at this point, you should maybe start getting prepped to maybe contest B. I mean, here's the thing is Union is kind of trying to spread the entire width of the map. But this is kind of my argument with skirmish as well is I know I said I wasn't going to talk about skirmish, but I will. Kind of ties into this is as the years have gone on, it's been a beautiful thing. War of Rights, it's gone from like 100, 150. I don't know. I think 16 was the original drill camp amount. Because drill camp was the first game mode they came out with this. I don't remember the exact number, but
Watch him get his head taken off.
it's gone from like 16 or so players up to now 400. And the devs want to keep pushing that as much as possible. And that, it's a beautiful thing. What games of this quality can have 400 people in a server playing at the same time with okay settings? The reason why I say is okay is because good luck trying to run this game at max quality at 60 frames. It doesn't work. It doesn't work that often. But as the server pop has increased, the Conquest and Contention game modes have become more and more fun. Because when there's a lot more people fighting on a way bigger map, it's just there's always something going on. Now, that'll obviously start occurring a little more as we get to the 25-minute mark when the next 2 points open up. But in the skirmish mode, these maps are kind of small to medium size. There's a couple big ones like Colquitt's Defense, for example. But like nearly the whole Harper's Ferry map pack is small maps.
We're gonna charge out there, back.
And so what happens is as you get to a 400-man server, all cramped in these tiny areas, a lot of this game can turn into brain-dead charges, which the devs have said they don't like charges that much because they didn't happen historically that often, which it didn't happen because we would really want to get in a melee, but we have some charging here. Speaking of that,
I'm second.
Wipe them.
Stab and go, stab and
we get a couple of good kills here. Looks like 2nd U.S. Sharps and the 27th Virginia is trying to, push his pace. I think CSA are behind. It's AMV and PA as well. That's being 2nd U.S. Sharps, just don't even see him.
Hi, guys.
Yes, you
But
thank you.
a lot of people don't like Harpers anymore. Right? They don't. There's no strategy involved with it. It's not a lot of fun. And literally, I was watching a Maryland Heights match last night. Actually, there might be some charging over here as well. Union's trying to get in the flank side of CSA. Things you see out of your corner eye. 7th LA charging into 6th Kentucky. I don't know if all TKO is here. They brought their flag up. And you can see Union's trying to push and get these next points. It's like Greg's brigade here as well. And they're gonna barely hold on, but they will hold on. CSA starting the process of capping that A point. Union have now swarmed onto the B point, capping there. CSA already trying to get in a little bit of the fun here. Meanwhile, on this side, you got all Stonewall Brigade. being
Oh my
33rd
God,
and 27th
Enemy,
Virginia.
enemy, get in.
Oh, hitting A and B.
Front, on the
that's
snake
a lot
fence,
of-
second.
that's
On the snake
people.
fence. Get on the snake fence.
That is
Light 'em up.
people. Why did I come?
They're all kind of clumped up there. Like, they will at least provide distraction for Union to get that B point. So even though we're at the or past the 25-minute mark, CSA's still going to be dealt a ticket blow, which you can't have as CSA. And CSA for now is just sitting in. Oh, now they're going to start going out. That's the thing in Conquest. You cannot sit and wait. You need to go in decap points if you're down a flag. You don't have time to sit and shoot. Obviously, if you're trying to figure out a good plan, maybe wait for reinforcements. Not always a bad idea. But 90% of the time, you need to be contesting these flags. Because the flag drop rate is going to deal more damage to you than anything else in this game. A charge, a volley, you know, nothing will compare. Unless it's a point-blank buck-and-ball volley against a group. Maybe that could compare, but that will only compare for like 5-10 seconds. So, nice response here from TKO going for the point. Union kind of backing off because they got hit as they were trying to cap. But Union needs to be throwing lead into the CSA. Look how clumped up they are on the point. You'll see this a lot. Guys will be like, we need to protect the guy lowering or raising the flag. So where you're going to clump on the point. But that makes you a very easy target. So I prefer guys spreading out, and they have now started to do that now that they got the decap. I mean, there's still a couple guys clumped up, but, you know, it's a lot better than having, let's say, your whole group there. And actually, over on this front, it looks like the Union here have charged out CSA. I'm sure A&V appreciates that I wasn't looking at looking at them at that moment, but...
If we shift this line out north, we can shoot them in the sides.
Guys, spread it out. Get your loot.
But that's huge for Union trying to get that. Union on the other side is going to charge right in. They're trying to prevent the cap.
Hey, pay your goddamn workers before yelling at me! Pay your fucking workers before yelling at me! You bastard! Friends, you goddamn fucking yank!
And CSA will hold that. Some of the Union did not charge into the open field. Midwest Brigades going off the side against TKO here. It's a little surprising that Union would split off their charges here. I don't know why Midwest Brigade didn't go in the center. Because now TKO is going to completely kind of reform with some Archer Brigade guys, and they're just going to go in and win that out. Union's about to hit engage. Union's still up by a morale stage, but there's still plenty of time for something good to happen for CSA. Oh, is more Union going in? Eagles Brigade. I think they were the ones that charged out and died there, so they must have respawned. They're trying to get a little flank here. Again, sitting and shooting here is not going to do you much. And speaking of charging, looks like the A&Vs are going to try to retake the corner.
I just want to talk to you. I just want to talk to you.
Brace right, second, brace right, stand up and brace right. On the stone wall, come on.
Shoot the officers. Don't go over the stones. Make them come to us.
Pick up this
Brought a
flag.
knife to a gunfight, you idiot.
And charge is a little close here. I mean, A&V's flag runs off. Union trying to get the flag out. I mean, they will, so it's a nice little play from their part. They'll get the flag out. That was a kind of a draw. Maybe a win for CSA because they threw them off. A couple of CSA guys are playing the right game here. A couple of second Kentucky guys. We saw them do this last time, and they're doing it again. Beautiful. You contest 2 points, and you send a small group to decap the last point.
Hello.
So that you harass your opponent and force them to keep guys back on that last point. I always think it's a good idea. Second Kentucky is they're killing these Midwest Brigade guys with precision. Oh, Attila gets one. I don't know how the team kill. He starts the decap. He's out of line now, but he started the decap in skirmishing. Martin's got to protect his boy King. What are you doing there? What are you doing? You got to stop the decap.
Go, go,
Artillery gets a kill. So it stops the decap.
We got it covered. Got it covered.
Those Midwest Brigade guys almost sold that for the Union. As one thing Union can't have is a double cap or double CSA lead. But anyways, the point I was making before the action kind of started is I saw a live protest on Maryland Heights. It's a pretty biased map towards CSA, I would say. It's that if CSA take the top of the hill, then Union can't rush back up to you. If you've seen the map, it's huge. Its elevation's crazy. The moment CSA take the point, Union can't retake. It takes Union 6 minutes to get up to the point, and they can't do much. So Union was protesting on that map. Harper's Ferry is not well liked, and you don't ever see it in pubs anymore. Is because no one likes it, and that's simply because I think it's brain dead strategy. There's not much you can do on those maps. Doesn't help when you have 400 players on the map. So, or 350, or 300, or 250, regardless. Anyways, CSA charging out, killing those Eagles Brigade guys, and you have a couple more Union guys going in. Oh my goodness, there they are. I was wondering when they were going to do this now. MB is collapsing from this siding team on the left side, since the multitude of Union grips here have pushed out to decap. What is that laugh?
Decap it.
They're up ahead. There's still more.
Hey, decap the flag. Decap this.
Decap. Someone decap it. Come on. You, Sergeant. Fucking kill you.
Oh my goodness. Laugh. It's funny but scary at the same time. A&V is going to get some nice shots here. They're going to clean this up and hold it. PA as well. You have some more. 33rd Virginia rolling up. I mean, that's the thing is these Union groups they're obviously a lot smaller than the size of A&V and TKO. And the big issue with that is when you don't have like a hello, speaking of TKO. I mean, TKO's kind of acting independently with the 6th Kentucky and the 3rd Kentucky, but for the most part they've stick together. That's the thing is that when you have smaller groups acting independently in this game, the odds that you lose that is significant, right? If you have 2 large groups versus 4, or I guess 2 medium-sized groups, or you could call them large. Anyways, if you have 2 large groups versus 4 small groups, the 2 large groups are going to win. It's a lot harder to coordinate among the 4 tiny groups to coordinate a one unified push compared to just the 2 larger groups. And I mean, here's the thing, right? Union's trying to go in, like you have Eagles Brigade going in on their own on the point, and then Midwest Brigade will go charge CSA on the side. It's like, why didn't you charge them together? And then Stonewall Brigade is all the way over here. The problem with Union's plan right now is they're trying to do too much. So that charge failed. Union's about to hit taken losses. That's the thing, right? Union has 7th LA, which they're charging in. We'll watch that. The problem is Union has their safe point, and they're trying to go for 2 points at the same time. And the problem is that they're spreading themselves too thin right now to be able to break through. They're kind of doing okay over here. Union does hit taken losses. They're trying to decap, but they can't. And 7th LA brought their flag up here, but since they can't decap, they're kind of screwed. I don't know why these 2nd Kentucky guys didn't kill them. Maybe they need to be... Oh, yeah, they can't be out of line. But that's a huge blow to 7th LA. Here's the thing, right? I mean, what's our server pop right now? We're at 200. That's not bad. But on a smaller conquest map, when you are trying to decap your opponent's safe zone, you know, you go for 2 points, you decap the safe point of your opponent with like 3 to 5 guys.
I'll try.
When you have 7th LA going out there with their 10 to 15, I don't know how many they're bringing exactly, but if they're bringing 10 to 15, right, that's a large part of the Union team. And that's the manpower Union can't afford. Now, some CSA, again, are trying to decap. See, they almost got it there. Anyways, Union tried to decap CSA charged them out and did so successfully, but the rest of the Union are now moving in a little coordinated too, which is nice to see. And V's holding back in the distance for CSA. Looks like they're about to volley though. And you know, that was a great organized push from the Union. You have a couple more CSA guys. I don't know what they're doing. They're maybe trying to rent a house or buy it. Who knows? Some CSA are getting in the flank, but CSA is kind of on all sides of the Union forces right now. CSA's down a little less than half morale stage.
No, that's Yankees. That's Yankees. Shoot the flag. Shoot the guys trying to take our flag down.
So that's a good decap for Union. Here comes some more CSA trying to go in.
And now we give you the good
Sorry, friendly.
But you have a fair amount of Union actually sitting up on the fence line up there. Union will hold that. And now here comes A&V. Now CSA is kind of making the same mistake that Union was earlier. Now more Union reinforcements collapsing in.
All right, now come on. No, that's not very nice of you. You're gonna have to quit that. Thank you for killing that man.
And again, CSA has guys sitting back. Now CSA is making mistakes that Union was earlier. And now look at now they're coming in. It's like this group, Archer's Brigade here, they should have saw nice arty shot. They should have saw A&V going in, and then they should have gone again. Nice arty shot. Oh my goodness. But I don't know what Archer's Brigade is expecting going in with 5 guys. And now look at TKO's going in. It's like they're going in independently. Now Union is holding still pretty strong. They're retreating their flags a little back, and that will let CSA take over. And you know, already had an impact there. So it was some nice shots from CSA already. You would most certainly hope that, but Union's going to lose the decap, and CSA is going to try to cap theirs again. Now Union's going off to this side. 7th LA flag still down, right? It'll despawn after 5 minutes since the moment it was dropped. And it looks like they're just going to go around and maybe try to go it from the backside. They're running into artillery. I assume they're trying to go run around the backside to the point from this side instead of the opposite side. I mean, they do hit some artillery. Which that poor private, the officer ran the other way. I think he's trying to alert his friendlies. That's my guess. But anyway, CSA is back to taking B. Union's now only up by like 1/4 of a stage, a little more than that.
Just keep that fire.
Eagle Brigade, independent
Anywhere
fire.
you can find a spot, light them up. Shoot them second.
Until we
Find a
get our
spot,
strength
light
back,
them up.
just act like we're one regiment. Keep firing.
So CSA is gonna get that point back. I mean, you have a couple CSA guys. Is this 2nd Kentucky? Yeah, it is. You know, most of the time, I really don't like smaller groups doing this, and I don't like that they're doing this, per se. I don't know how that officer missed. But, you know, these 2nd Kentucky guys, I think, are doing pretty good. Now, you'll see groups of 5 or 6 do stupid stuff, and you're like, come on, that's a lot of tickets, and they do it repetitively. 2nd Kentucky, at least in a sense, they've been going for that C point for most of the time, and so I appreciate what they've done. I think they need to keep doing that. Now, I don't like them just running right into Union and dying, because at that point, it's like, what are you doing with your life? But, you know, killing, what, 1 or 2 Union guys is not going to outright change the battle, but if you get wiped, that's a lot more tickets you're losing than what they're losing. So, Greg's Brigade is pushed down here. Union, they're trying again. Both sides almost similar tickets now. 10.5 minutes. A couple of CSA are trying, but they're trickling and dying. So Union's going to get a decap here. Both sides are going into breaking. Now, if a side holds this point the rest of the time, they'll win the game. But it's going to be a question of who's going to do it. It looks like 7th LA got charged out on the backside, so that really gave window for Union to take this point. However, Union kept their flags back. And 6th Kentucky and Greg's Brigade is going to get a great little charge here on the backside. They probably weren't expecting the Union flags here. Maybe they were. But that was a huge little charge there. Now the Union guys on point, aren't going to have any reinforcements. I mean, they do have 2 flags up there right now. But actually, they only lost 1, you know. Who's this flag bearer? Well, we won't know who he is, but valiant effort getting that flag back to your line. Union's actually charging out to the CSA, kind of. CSA also charging them. And with this, both sides should hit breaking in a second or so.
Now, Crows, you killed my new guy!
Nice try, officer, but I got your ass.
So, CSA kind of completely surrounding Union. They have 1 flag. Union looks like they're rushing back, trying to get it, which I wouldn't let them if I were CSA. And with that, the Union and CSA both go down to breaking. But Union does have that flag cap. CSA instantaneously rushing in. Killer wants the flags.
They're charging, gentlemen. Be ready. Get flags out at least. If you don't have a flag, protect them. God damn it. Keep the flags up.
A and B knows.
Give me your
Run up,
cheeks,
get gun up.
And that's a good little charge there by A and V. I don't know if they'll get any of the flags. Why are you stopping?
No rhyme with it. It's a full line. Jesus Christ. Danny left. Are we good?
I got you, ATEC.
There's 2 on me, 2 on me.
Hey, you did.
So Union will hold
trash,
that,
buddy.
but
You're
it
trash.
distracts plenty of time for the CSA to start capping. Looks like, I think this is 7th LA. They probably spawned back in with their flag. And they're now pushing this way. But, I mean, this round right now, it's looking like CSA's going to take it or it's going to be a draw. Now, I don't necessarily, I mean, what is it? The first 15 minutes of the game, it nearly knocks your opponent down 2 morale stages. I think that's what we saw here, which I think that answers a question that I think regardless of server pop, the flag will not deal more or less damage based on the server pop. It'll just stay the same percentage, which is good to see.
Independent second. Independent on the fence and independent.
However, what is it? Like 15 minutes to go down 2 morale stages. So I don't know if CSA has enough time to hit Union down to last stand, but CSA's got to hold this point for the rest of the time if they want to get a win. Union just needs to decap this a couple times and force a draw. So TKO's going to try to prevent it. Eagles Brigade's kind of going in on their own, which again is more confusing because they were with the rest of their line, so I don't know why they went in on their own. Unless the rest of the Union's going to move in after they get what, which I don't get that per se.
Reform, I'll TKO! Holy shit! There's so much escalation. My game's dropping frames now. Oh, here they come. Here comes another wave. One line here.
Which they're just going on and shooting. You have a couple of CSA going in for a beautiful flank. That worked well last time. I don't think it's going to work as well this time. I'll get the flags down for a moment, though.
Behind.
They got all 3 flags, so that's going to halt Union for a little bit. Well, that's the thing, right, is... Wow, they're actually doing... They're staying here a little longer than I thought they would. Anyways. Again, the flag drop rain tickets will do much more than... Jeez. Will do much more than sitting and shooting. Maybe Union doesn't think they're formed up, but... The longer they sit here, their tickets are going to drop. I mean, CSA holds this for the rest of the time. The odds are pretty good that CSA wins. 7th LA, though, going to try to go for the 8 point again. Not a whole lot of CSA here.
Where's my taxes at, Billy? Where's
And why is there a CSA flag over here? Maybe they saw 7th LA and ran out, but this is a huge decap from 7th LA. They have a flag. Yeah, there it is. Old bones. But that's a huge decap here from 7th LA. It's for sure going to make it so that Union won't hit last stand. And if anything, Union's about to cap that A point.
Hey. Rangers, let's go.
Which you can see TKO's already started to go this way. I don't know if they're going to get a cap, but, you know, if they hold this off... Oh, my goodness. You know, I thought that was the A point. Nice decap here. Who is this? Greg's brigade here. That's a huge decap. Union's rushing back. They're not banging a flag. So CSA is going to keep dealing a ticket loss on the Union. That's a huge decap from Greg's brigade. Maybe that's why they weren't so full powered over here, is because they were off going for the decap. And, you know, maybe they could have wiped 7th LA and held here if they did that. But, you know, they went for that save point for Union and they got it.
No, you're not. Oh, we're about to get it, though. We're about to get it, though. Oh, that's body block.
All right, race it. Ah, get that ramp off me. Ah!
So they won't get it. 7th LA, the flag drop. You have some more Union reinforcements starting to trickle over here. Union's got a... They're not sending the flag back, I don't think. Oh no, poor Union. They're going to hit last stand and this round's going to be over.
Guys, to the northeast. Northeast, north. I got the flag. Move out of the way. Move out of the way. I got the flag. I got the flag. I got the flag.
Northeast, officer.
Look,
Officer.
Hey, pull it out.
Let's go. Show pull it out. Someone raise up the flag. Someone raise the flag. Someone raise the flag.
That flag is running. Yep.
They just set their whole team here. They lost their flag. They're down. TKO. Counter charge. Go.
We got to back up though.
Come on, Greg.
Keep raising that flag, you three down there. Everyone else up here, charge. Let's go. Go.
Yeah, hold my nuts. How about that?
I want to beat your ass, boy.
Flags go.
And with that being said, Union's going to hit last stand. So, really good job from CSA. I mean, they got A.2. Union, did they even send a flag? Yeah, it just got back there. But, wow. You know, what a decap from 7th LA. I really like the effort that they did. But Greg's brigade was like, that doesn't even matter. We're just going to decap their save point. So, really well done. A&V's gunning it to the last point. Now, if CSA does cap this 3rd point, it'll be a counterattack. If they hold that for 3 minutes, they'll automatically win.
Hey, guys. How's it going over here? Hey, Yankee.
Rebels.
Hey, what are you doing?
Yankee. Hey, we're actually part of a big line. Nobody's
How about
trying
you
to
come
pass
this way? How about you, like, come this way?
Hi, guys.
What are you doing? Hey, come on, buddy. Get your ass back
us.
here,
Hey,
boy.
hey, officer.
Come here,
Hey, you're
boy.
dead. No, you don't do that.
But swipe there from PA and B. Only a couple Union guys left, but you know, Union got the good start they needed. That's something you expect. I mean, at this point, it really seems like the goal for a lot of these teams, if they're not the team to get closest to the point, is just kind of sit back and lay off and then try to catch up for the rest of the game. I mean, it worked for CSA here. Union just acted too disjointed for too long in this match. And when it mattered, I mean, Union did eventually team up together and they got B for a little bit, but CSA was able to hold it. Looks like you have some last Union respawns gunning it in, trying to protect the point. And they will. But I think the Union's big mistake was that they were trying to both go for A and B with decent sized forces. Not a lot more at B than A, that's for sure. But they still sent a full decent sized regiment to A. And when CSA had guys there defending, which you could say was pulling guys off at that point, but CSA kind of kept guys there the whole time. But regardless, well done from CSA. Nice little catch up. We're going to watch the same thing on the next round on a different map. But we'll see if that goes any differently. But well done, CSA. Again, Union, you got the start you did, and I mean, this is not. I don't know why Union has such a hard time on the B point on this map. It seems anytime I watch this map, CSA dominates the B point. And Union does spawn closer to that B point, only by a little bit. But, you know, it's enough to at least win that point initially. So, I maybe I have to play to figure this out. I still don't know why Union can't win that point. It just seems like Union has the better position. But maybe CSA is simply better. Anyways, we'll see you all shortly for round number 2. And here we are with the start of round 2. Starting at 40 minutes because they quick time up to this point. As you can see, they're really fighting. Anyways, server pop right now, it's down to 190. In balance is looking to be 7 in CSA's favor. Artillery-wise, Union has 12. Confederates have 11, so that in balance of 7 turns to 8. Infantry-wise, in CSA's favor, now 7. So, let's get into our round here. This round, the point of contention is going to be the A point. CSA are defending, and they chose the A point. It's a little surprising. You can see how close both sides are getting to it at the same time. No man's land here. Union get that stone wall first, which is unbelievably huge. You saw a couple CSA skirmishes up here. TKO taking a smart spot here, trying to get on that stone wall firstly, but also trying to flank here. CSA starting to raise that flag. I am shocked CSA didn't pick the C point. CSA is starting to make some ground here. One Union flag down. They're not picking it up. CSA is almost on top of it. Union's starting to flank over.
Keep shooting, keep shooting. Come on, hold, boys.
And, I mean, zooming out here, Union has the manpower to break through. They're just all kind of sitting on that fence and shooting in on with the CSA, which is kind of letting them survive here. In terms of main spawns, you can see Union over there. They only got 2. Not a whole lot of CSA coming out of main. CSA actually retreating with their flag, so it looks like Union is going to eventually take this, I would assume.
Maintain the independent fire. Keep shooting into them. Boys, push down, push down, push down.
Ow.
Bayonets, bayonets.
Oh,
Where the hell am I?
oh kids, 53rd, independent fire. Keep up that independent fire.
Keep independent firing.
Cut their flag down. They're trying to raise it.
So,
There. Friendlies move up.
I mean, CSA, that's the thing, is that Union has the numbers to beat CSA. They are not charging in, though. I don't know why Union's just sitting back and letting CSA hold this corner. I don't know what Midwest Brigade and Stonewall Brigade guys are doing here. I mean, you have CSA reinforcements. I don't know if these guys went here originally, A and V, but Union's, this is a major collapse from Union right now. This is actually quite sad. CSA finally got reformed on the top of the hill. They're starting to move down. They're going to start capping. And A and V is charging right in there.
Get your bayonets on, bayonets on. They're charging right.
And, I mean, already CSA's capped that point, but noticeably you see that Union's down a little bit on tickets.
Get on the wall, get on the wall.
But A and V's charge gets held. They do keep the flag alive, though. Wow. Seriously, I don't know why Union just kind of sat there. And that's the thing, 2 guys were there. They just sat on the stone wall reloading. You can't shoot your opponent out of position anymore. That's just not possible with flags spawning someone in every 5 seconds. I don't know what the expectation was. I truly don't.
Well, they're wearing red, sir.
They're still blue. Kill them. Their bellies are blue.
Keep talking like that.
Their pussies are blue.
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Uppity. Load and hold. Hold your fire.
They're running. What's running?
Kentucky, launch your trapper along this wall. Move up along the wall with buck and ball.
So, it looks like CSA's buck and ball. They've firmly held the corner. Union's starting to pull off. I don't know if this was a part of the Union plan to just kind of back off. If that was the Union plan to just not tap, to just highly contest to bring everyone's tickets down, I mean, they did an okay job at that, but That point was
Exactly.
there.
Sprint up the hill.
Man, that sucks. But I mean, hey, the heat of battle will do stuff that will make you do wrong decisions. But Union's going to pull off. CSA is going to get that point. And, I mean, what? CSA only started the cap like 2 minutes ago, and Union is almost down to engaged. Union could be into taking losses by the time the 25-minute mark is hit. And at this point, now that CSA is entrenched, Union's not breaking through that. If any of you know, Cox has pushed really well. If Union try to charge down on this corner and the whole CSA team is here, that's going to be impossible to break through. But
Where is our flag?
so I guess good start. I mean, I don't even know if I can say. I mean, it's a good start for CSA, that's for sure. But it's like Union just kind of let it happen. I'm so confused. Anyways, got some Union that are over here. Midwest Brigade kind of engaging in a shootout. For a moment, I thought I saw 2 flags, but they've only got 1. Meanwhile, the rest of the Union infantry is starting to position themselves over here. Now, maybe they're trying to set themselves up for the B and C point. Maybe they're trying to flank the CSA. Who knows? But wow. 14th Tennessee is going to do some shenanigans up top. We got Eagles Brigade over here. They're moving around. They don't see each other in the corn. And maybe 14th sees them, but Union definitely won't see them. Oh, they think they got a flank. Oh, does Union see them? I don't know if they do. Oh. Oh my goodness. You know, this is probably one of those things where you see this and you watch after the fact and you're just like, what the heck? This is funny. 14th Tennessee might know they're there. Union hit engaged. Oh my goodness. Union's going to be a good chunk through taking losses. So, for now, why is there a shadow cube here? I mean, you can see where my cube is, right? That thing is, or more like rectangle, square. That thing's more. But why is there just a shade block there? He's there where the sun is? I mean, the sun is there. You know, this is a funny little photo. Anyways, CSA are charging out Union already. We've had a little fun here. That cube is still here. What the heck? Got a little spotlight here, though. You know, that'd be actually pretty neat, though, is it rarely happens, but night battles are fought. That'd be really funny if that, as a spectator, you can have a little spotlight and kind of just see the area where the fighting is happening. That'd be neat to see what they're seeing in a better limelight. But CSA are starting to play a little aggressive. That was a nice push-up from TKO. Union is trying to set themselves up so they can at least get the C point. They're kind of holding off far from B point. CSA smartly pushing out there on that. CSA pushed some rocks that Union was holding in, which this is Midwest Brigade, so. What a poor round.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So, there we go. Here's some charging. 27th Virginia is going in. And some Archers Brigade guys. I think they're getting a couple kills here, but they get the flag out, which is really the best thing you can do in the end. But I mean, that's the thing, right? The only time Union has done good tonight is if they have the advantage. Which, when I say advantage, like, they had the first cap and they did well then, which they should do. They had a huge advantage there, but... I mean... Outside of that, Union didn't do a whole lot last round. They didn't play well. And this round, you know, they had a chance at that A point. I don't know if they thought they were outnumbered or what, but
right there in front of you.
Their flag.
Major flop.
Shoot that son bitch.
No, don't shoot me. I'm not some bitch. Don't call my mama that. How dare you? How dare you?
You a son bitch.
Johnny.
You are too.
Oh my god, you got sorted.
Whoa, stab him friendly, stab him friendly.
Friendly.
So Union's going to retake that. Meanwhile, here comes some more CSA. Looks like some more TKOs pushing up here.
Oh, I'm killing this.
Union's going to be like a third or fourth of morale stage into taking losses by the time we're done here.
All swords, man.
Oh my goodness, that shot killed like 2 or 3.
I'm right behind you, buddy.
I mean, a couple auto... I mean, these long out charges are going to be severely helpful to CSA here. I mean, normally it helps the attacker, but it's not like there's necessarily an attacker on this. So, for now... I mean, we got 4 minutes. Holy crap. Union's going to be taking losses. Wow. And the thing is, too, is it really looks like CSA is going to be able to cap that B point. Union smartly pushing down on top of there, which is good. So, 3 minutes still out. Union's about to fall into taking losses. CSA is... I mean, CSA will hit engage by the time the next 2 points open up, but...
One right at northeast.
OP, what you doing? Oh, yeah.
So... Wow. Now, it looks like, unlike last... I mean, I shouldn't say unlike last round. It looks like Union set themselves up well, though, on the B point. And see up here. I mean, Union does have one infantry group up here, which I wonder... I mean, I would think Union would want to put some pressure on that A point, because once the 25-minute mark or close to it, I assume CSA is going to send a fair chunk of these guys over to B. And then once CSA get A and B, they don't really need to do a whole lot.
There he is.
Make this double rank so that you're harder to hit.
Hey, once this hits 25, we gotta get a flag on B.
Yeah, I got it. I got it, SB. Just hold our flank. Hold our flank.
He's talking to a dead officer. Anyway, speaking of this, push up. Here comes TKO. Nice arty shot. It didn't do a whole lot, but that was beautifully timed.
Step back from the wall.
What wall? It's called a knee wall, you dummies.
You know that arty shot is what artillery should be doing. They need to time stuff right before infantry goes in. It's hard to communicate when there's no steam channel event like this, but now they can't have bayonets unless I'm pretty sure unless they're going to charge the enemy or they're really, really close, which unfortunately for Union here caught a little off guard. And so it looks like CSA will break through this. And as mentioned, the CSA has forced the Union. They're going to force about a fourth of their way through taking losses. And they're going to be up 2 flagpoles probably just one, but they'll have 2 flagpoles here. They get 1 Union flag down, and CSA will be able to reform here nicely. So, really well done from CSA. Again, I'm not really surprised. And that's more of just how the rounds have been going tonight. Not that I know these regiments and I know they're going to lose, per se. But so 25-minute marks have been hit. CSA is going to start the cap operation. Union hopefully going to cap on the other side. I mean, so CSA are going to get B. The guy who was capping might be a little bent over there. Don't know if you can tell. He's doing the limbo. Meanwhile, at C, Union is starting to go that way, so CSA is actually almost halfway through taking losses, and I mean, in the matter of time here, the CSA has still not hit engaged. Wow. I mean, this round is basically over for Union already. Skip to the end of the video. Actually, that is something. Actually, no, I'm gonna look at that right now.
Jesus. Fuck, crying out loud.
Let's get back into our line.
I mean, let me look at a recent video here. Nice, you can see the beautiful water shots.
Get that flag up, lads. Here you go, Batsy. Come on, get it up. Good lad. He's a good lad. Keep your spacing over there, guys.
Yep.
No. From Alpha? Yeah, that should be.
Get back, corn pop.
Oh, you can look at last week's Boy Howdy campaign. I was trying to find the last one for this. CSA get 2 points, Union get 1. Actually, I wonder. The interesting part about YouTube is they hold an a little scary amount of information about you, and they provide that to me. And like, for example, it tells me demographics like age, like what gender you are. It tells me when people are on most often. I think some of the weirder things is it tells me like there's a part of the monetization aspect where you can make yourself a media kit to go to brands and be like, hey, here's what my channel is about. On that media sheet, it shows me the audience interest and shopping interest.
Uh-oh, Union's gonna die.
So we'll talk about this a little more in a second. CSA is looking to try to make an attempt at C. You see a small group going that way. The Union are actually getting a little sneaky here, hitting in the rear side. 7th delay. This is a nice little charge. You have some CSA holding back. Yeah, they're just holding back over there. Nice little push through by 7th delay. They're going to get 1 flag. A and V, TKO, they got the other Union flag, and they're going to meet each other.
Go home, Yankee! Go home! Oh, rebel. Sorry, rebels.
No, sir.
Hello, artillery. 1 team kill there. But does look like the Union will be able to hold. Maybe not. Oh my goodness. Some of the you heard someone say go for the cap, and that's why there's a couple CSA guys there. 2nd U.S. Sharps that were defending charged off that tiny group, but they might get this decap. They might. I mean, you got a couple of Union guys here and there. Union's about to hit breaking regardless.
3C southeast. I got 2.
They're not gonna get it.
Keep the flag up, boys. Put the flag back up. Put it up. Put it up. Put it up.
Oh my goodness, they almost didn't get it.
The fucking guy.
I don't know how you couldn't stab him, Royal. You know, that happens sometimes. I don't know why. Anyways, Union will barely hold on to that. It's not going to change the outcome of this round, though. CSA and engaged. Union's almost into break. Anyways, some Union are putting a little pressure, getting close. They're trying to shoot a volley. They didn't hit a single person there. But actually, interesting. So the audience interest over the last 60 days of my channel, who would have thought? It said the top interest of my audience are fans of new and upcoming video games. Who would have thought? You also got PC gamers, hardcore gamers, sci-fi and fantasy movie fans, and indie and alternative rock fans. That's what this media kit says my audience is most interested in. And then the shopping interest are credit and lending, household supplies, household cleaning supplies, TV and video streaming subscription services, and online Black Friday shopping. You know, that might be a little scary for a person or so, but I just like named off everything that someone searched up today, let's say. But I don't know, I find it fascinating. It's really fascinating the amount of information YouTube gives you. It's kind of cool, kind of scary. Not that I look into it too much. I mean, it's kind of neat. I like looking at data every once in a while. It's kind of cool. But you need to hit engaged. I think there's some funny stuff in here. Let's see.
Yeah, boys, big old line.
A lot of property owners have been.
Actually, boys, just shoot at B. There's such a giant line, you will hit something.
They're
if
all
you
just
stand
clumped
on
up.
top of rocks and just hit B. Such a giant line.
This is funny. There's a whole section dedicated to sharing service, like where people have shared your videos. Someone has shared via email before, which that could have been me for all I know. Share via the Snapchat camera. That is weird. I didn't know you could do that. Here comes the charge from TKO.
Yeah, what about B-play? What about B-play?
Pisces!
Back in
They
the
wipe
corner,
there
back in
from
the
them. They
corner,
get a
line
flag. You got Twitter. That's me. I know that. There's some Russian on here. There's some Japanese, Chinese. I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Follow me, follow me.
Skyrock and Goo. I don't know what those two are. It's fascinating. Where's the... trying to see. There's a stat showing...
Alright, everyone live still?
Did I find it? Yeah, I found it. So it also tells if anyone ever wants to know, maybe, or just ask about this data, it's kind of interesting. But like, I didn't know that people watch this on Nintendo Switch, for example. That's crazy to think about. There's some things on here I haven't heard. Windows Mobile, like Vita, Tizen, KaiOS. I have never heard of this stuff before. It's fascinating. Most people watch my videos on Windows, then Android, then iOS, then Mac. It's really fascinating stuff. Anyways, the original thing oh my goodness, Union's making a push to A. Let's see if they break through. Numbers are kind of even here, which will probably favor CSAs. They've got that nice defensive line. Despite that, I mean, Union at least initially has some success. Eagles Brigade 7th LA breakthrough.
Get him, get him.
CSA line was kind of wide, and Union kind of concentrated, at least on two particular areas. TKO wipes up one of them, and Eagles Brigade's going to try a decap.
Get him off, get him off, get him off, get him off.
Stinky poopy, stinky.
Boys, on our rear, watch it, watch it.
Well, our CSA already got a couple team kills there.
Already just saved my life, the hell?
Yeah, it's a rarity you see that. You got some CSA. I mean, Union won't take that. Up top, CSA looks like, is this A and B? Ah, it's TKO, the other part. They have pushed through. They got another Union flag, and they are starting to decap on Union, who are not aware of them being here. Should be now. They got a flag, too. But an interesting thing, at least I think I've seen this in a couple videos, is... Oh my goodness, here's charge. We'll say this. We'll say it before this match ends. I'm going to finish this statement. They're going to get the decap. Looks like they got it this time. And that'll definitely speed up the process. You can see they held over there. They got one Union flag. It looks like you have more CSA reinforcements moving up here. There's ANV. You also got 14th Tennessee as well. MPA.
Right here, buddy boy.
Come on, I just got
You ain't
here.
gonna
I
make
don't
it.
know how many genders there are.
You ain't gonna make it.
Hey, north.
And for them, they're not going to get it. It looks like CSA might get all 3 points here instead of counterattack, which they'll still be dealing 3 flagpoles worth of damage on the Union. However, counterattack will start. Union will have 3 minutes to neutralize 2 points or neutralize and take one of the points. So CSA is going to start that. Union, for the most part, is reforming here. I mean, they got some guys on the stone wall. Not that what they do matters anymore, but anyways, the interesting thing is you would think, because at least this is how I would probably watch some of these videos sometimes, is you would watch maybe the beginning to kind of find information about the round. If you just want to know what happens, skip to the end of the first round, because I got the little timestamp things that you can see when the first round ends and the second round starts in the video. You'd watch the end of the first round, see who wins, and then skip to the end, the second round. So you'd think, right, the retention would start off high, go low, rise back up a little bit in the center, and rise back up in the end. At least if you look at the Boy Howdy campaign last week, and I think this stays true for most of my videos, it dips down from the beginning of the video, right, because people unclick on a video, and it just continually goes down. I don't remember the specific type of curve, but there's no like significant bump in the middle of the end, which you would normally expect. It's just a logarithmic. It's like the inverse of that, if I remember my math right. Anyways, Union hit last stand. Again, CSA got to protect all 3 points. Union need to neutralize 2 points or fully take one of the points, and they can stop the counterattack. Which I think Union only has 1 flag right now because they have 1 down at A and 2 down at C. Which these second U.S. guys are.
Evening, gentlemen.
Take aim! Get your loads, get your loads.
It's
Actually,
not war crimes if there's nobody alive.
Y'all
to
just
report
murdered
it.
them.
Who said that? I forgot that recorded. That's.
We could take their guns.
Right face, right.
I don't know who said that. I got caught red-handed. Anyways, 1.5 minutes. Ah, you got a little charge here that worked. 7th LA guys here. Remember, a Union guy dies, you don't come back.
I got some nice kills in there. Probably 4 of them. The flag is direct northwest in front of us. They've been fired northeast down the stone wall.
Supple CSA guys are charging the Union artillery up top as well, which TKO is going to be able to take this. So you see the counterattack is still going even though Union got that decap. Meanwhile, up top, Union's going to be able to hold, but...
Keep going. Yeah, fuck you, bitch.
1 minute left. Remember, it takes a minute, or it takes like 30 seconds to decap / cap a flag, so at this point in the round, it's pretty much over. I mean,
Watch the TKs. All right.
Hold here.
this round was defined by what happened at the beginning of the match. CSA, it looked like they were going to lose A, and Union had a chance to set up a defensive line, but Union refused to charge in. Now, I don't know if Union didn't charge in because they thought they were outnumbered. Regardless of that, though, they didn't charge in, and that allowed CSA to kind of reform from that initial brawl and throw Union off. And at that point, it was just over for Union. I mean, the way the whole night has gone, CSA has just outplayed the Union. And so Union just, there wasn't much they could do at that point. I mean, seriously, Union was halfway through taking losses by the time the other 2 points opened up, and Union never really capitalized getting the other 2 points. Again, this map was kind of hard for Union, but they didn't put up much of a fight. Anyways, with that all being said, Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to support the channel more. We have a Patreon where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Besides that, though, we have our Discord, merch, X, Instagram, TikTok, and more. But I appreciate you all nonetheless. Appreciate you all being here watching, enjoying some War of Rights, a one-of-a-kind game. And we will see you all in the next one. I hope you all have a phenomenal rest of your night. Goodbye.